I'm gonna show you how to make lollipop flowers that are so cute for cake toppers or cupcake toppers. So this is what you'll need. You'll need a baking sheet, a piece of parchment cut to size on top of it, some lollipop sticks. I'm gonna use kitchen shears to cut them in half. I have 2 colors of Jolly Rancher hard candy, and I use a plastic bag to cut the candies because the candy tends to go flying when you cut it. So I would either do that in a sink or into a baggie. And I'll even leave it in the wrapper, which also helps to contain the candy shrapnel. Be really careful with your fingers, but it's pretty easy to cut. So those will be 2 of my petals. I'm gonna use 5 petals. And then I'm gonna arrange them in a circle. I'm going to take a darker piece, this is a cherry Jolly Rancher, and cut that in half for the center of the flower. And now I'm ready to put them in the oven. And the oven was preheated to 275. And if anything shifts around while you've walked over here or when you place it in, you can pull the rack out and then just rearrange the candy and then slide it gently closed. Now I'm going to put my timer on for 3 minutes. It probably will take 4, but I like to just check on it. So you want to stay right near the oven. I wouldn't go very far because it happens fast, especially after the first melt. Okay, while those are melting, I'm going to cut up a green piece for leaves. Okay, so those are ready. It's time to check on the flour. Three minutes wasn't really enough, but sometimes I like to take it out and give it a little squish. And you can see that I use the oven mitt to protect my arms from the hot tray. And you'll want to wait a minute before you touch the candy. It could be liquidy, and if it burns your finger, it'll stick to your finger, but after a minute, it's a little bit cooler and it's a little bit easier to work with. So you can see it's not really melted, but it's soft enough that I can squish it down and just give it a little bit of a head start. And at this point, you could even reposition them a little, separate them from each other if need be. We're using them for cake toppers, but they would make such fun party favors as well. It looks like it's actually, it kept melting while it was on the tray. I think it's ready for the skewer. If it's very melty, I'll just press it right on. But in this case, I'm gonna just wedge it in between the 2 petals into the center and then press it down because you wanna make sure that it gets melted candy on it so it adheres. And I'm gonna stick the leaves on here. I like to put them a little offset from each other. So this is ready to go back into the oven to kind of smooth out and to get the leaves melted on. Okay, that's going to be another 2 minutes. But I'm going to stay right near the oven. It's a really good idea to stay nearby because at this stage it goes pretty quickly. Okay, I think it's looking perfect, but it's got to cool, and I'm going to let it cool right on the baking sheet because it's so pretty and glossy. But if I lift it up while it's not fully melted, it's going to get kind of wrinkly looking, and we want it to look perfect. Okay, this one is cool and ready to go into our cake. You see how it comes right off the parchment? The parchment is so great. It's essential because if you didn't use it, it would stick to your cookie sheet. But it pops right off when it's cool and ready. And I love the way it looks so translucent. The color just glows with light behind it. So it's ready to go into the cake. I'm going to put it next to the other ones that I made earlier. Look how cute that is. So now you have a flower arrangement that doesn't wilt and tastes really yummy.